Welcome back to a brand new video. This is Football Fans News, where we bring you the breaking news and, you know what, put our fans' opinion on it. We're going to look at the Kylian Mbappe saga. Also, is Harry Kane leaving Tottenham finally? Probably not. Daniel Levy don't want to open that wallet, does he? Moths fly out of that thing. But first, Josh, we're going to get into...
We are going to get into talking about Vardiol. Or Vardiol? However you want to say it.
How do you say it?
I think it's Josko Vardiol is how I would say it.
Okay, fair.
Man City have finally reached an agreement with RB Leipzig of around £70 million for the fee for Vardiol. Terms with the player have been agreed for a while now. That's been widely reported, but finally they've got it over the line. This is massive. I think he is one of the shining lights in football. He's 21 years old. He is an unbelievable footballer. Haaland did make him look like a bit of a child last year, but he is raw. He's got that talent.
He made him look like a child.
He did. He absolutely ran him ragged. But he has got that talent there. He's been unbelievable. He had a great World Cup, and he's only going to get better under Pep. One thing I think this does do for City is someone in that defence has to go.
Yeah, who goes then?
I think it's Laporte. I think if you look at his...
Yeah, but mate, he was solid.
I agree. He's unbelievable. He's a great player. That whole defence is brilliant. But if you look at his reaction to winning the Premier League last year, the guy was in tears on the pitch at the Etihad.
Yeah, but you got to think, like, why would you... I mean, look at defence, right? It took City a majority of last season to find a winning formula. Even moving Stones more into midfield was the sort of key to that. Why would you then disrupt that? I know, obviously, you're saying you've got maybe the next things in sliced bread, but...
Yeah, I think part of it is sort of like you have to move on, you have to adapt, you have to change. Because whilst they were so good, players... Do they get complacent? I don't know. They've just won it all. So you've got to bring in a bit of fresh blood, create a bit more competition. But overall, I think it's a brilliant signing for City. But let's move on to the meat of this because we need to talk
Kylian
about
Mbappe, mate.
Kylian Mbappe.
What? I mean, the amount of money on the table right here is silly. I'm going to give you my opinion on it right away, okay? So, never going to Saudi, in my opinion.
Right.
This is all a smoke screen to boost up what PSG could get for him because they were worried that he would sort of see out this next year, go on a free and just be like, big bag of money for himself. Yeah.
Well, it's interesting because PSG have basically said to him, if you either sign another contract or you're off this summer. Now, they accepted the Saudi bid of 279 million for a year and he would get 700 million in wages, which is just absurd, right?
I mean, John Henderson's getting the same, so...
Well, he's getting, what, 700k a week? Honestly, it's absurd amounts of money.
Mbappe though, right?
Not quite that much, but it's absolutely absurd amounts of money. But Mbappe doesn't want to leave Europe. He was never going to go to Saudi, even for 1 year. The only place Mbappe wants to go is Real Madrid. Now, what I think is going to happen here, because we've had talks of a Liverpool loan, we've had talks of Chelsea being involved and wanting a piece of Mbappe. Real Madrid is his only destination. No, they do not want to let him go on a free. What I think is this is building up to is basically them getting lowball. Because Real Madrid will come in at the 11th hour and they'll say, all right, you want to get rid of him? You want to make some money of him? 50 million. Honestly, that's the way I see it going. I think
instead of it working the other way, at the 11th hour, someone coming in going big bucks, because they've almost come out and said, right, he's going to go this year regardless because we're worried that we're going to sell him on a free. We want to make something for him.
Exactly. Mbappe holds the power. Yeah.
How did they let this happen? How did they let him run his contract down to at least a year?
Well, he just didn't sign a new one. He's been given a 60 million euro loyalty bonus.
I mean, I don't think we're talking euro, pounds.
Well, it's 40 million pounds. It's a lot of money, but he's been given that in a loyalty bonus because he's still there at the end of July this year. But he isn't going to be there at the start of the season. Real Madrid are going to come in at the last hour. It's going to drag on. They'll get him for a low money, but he's apparently reportedly getting 160 million signing on fee. So that might reduce a little bit because they're having to pay for him and not getting him on the free next year.
So does he go or doesn't he go?
He goes. PSG do not want him.
No, I said, but where does he go?
He'll go to Real Madrid. He'll go to Real Madrid this year. I'm almost certain of it. I am no Fabrizio Romano. I'm no expert in transfers.
Well, you sound like it, mate.
But he goes. All reports just goes to Real Madrid.
Okay.
The other person we
Harry
need to talk
Kane.
about quickly, Harry Kane.
Because, I mean, there's been links with him, Germany.
Yep.
There's been links to him in Spain, Real Madrid,
PSG. Yeah.
So do you think again?
Man United.
No, don't happen, mate.
They've got the
they don't sell into a
In
competitor,
fact,
do
I was
they?
going to say something that I shouldn't have said there. I was going to say they've got a plastic Haaland.
We try to stay impartial on this channel.
We are impartial.
But I don't think he goes Premier League. Daniel Levy will not sell into Premier League. I think it's almost like, well, Mbappe goes, we'll fill that hole, and you go here.
I don't think he'll go to PSG. I think Bayern Munich are now the only team that he'll go to.
Right.
I think he's got. I think they tabled an £80 million bid.
Is he worth 80 million?
He guarantees goals.
Yeah, but I mean, this is going to sound really bad, but does he look like a rose amongst a lot of thorns? Because he almost single-handedly drags Tottenham through every single season.
I agree, but he scores 30 goals a season in that team.
Yeah, okay.
How many goals are he going to score for Bayern Munich? How many goals would he have scored for Man City if he'd have come to City 2 years ago? Yeah. One thing I think is interesting about this is he has been very quiet. He hasn't tried to force a move through because he tried that once before and it backfired on him massively. Does he think I give Ange Postecoglou a go for a year? Maybe sign another contract if it goes well.
Yeah, but really, are Tottenham going to challenge for what he wants as silverware?
Well, you don't know. They've got a new manager. Can they bring in some more players? Who knows?
Top four is realistic, and actually a good season for them.
Yes, I agree. The one thing that they need to think about, though, is how are they going to reinvest that money? If they get 80, 90, 100 million for him, they want 100.
They've not got much time, though. Season's 3 weeks away.
Yeah, and I think the transfer, it ends just after the season starts, I think, end of August. So the one thing that they need to do is where they're going to reinvest that if he does go. Bayern Munich notoriously don't pay high fees. They don't, but they pay high wages. Robin, Ribéry, Lewandowski, Mane were all on high wages. That isn't the problem. The problem's the fee. Is Daniel Levy going to let him go?
No.
It'd be daft not to, in my opinion.
We'll soon see. But guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel here and turn on the bell so you get notified every time me and Josh bring you a piece of breaking news.